What's going on, everyone? This is the Popcorn Hero Show, straight from quarantine.
Quarantine edition.
Damn, for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, this is so weird.
The indefinite future. Anyways, I am Armando. With me, as always, is Pedro.
Hello, hello.
And God's gift, but not right now, Orlando.
Oh. I'm so sorry.
It's so weird being seeing you guys in the video and then recording. It's very off-putting. I don't know. I can't describe it.
I know. I can't feel your guys' energy to I don't know. It's weird. I'm just looking at screens, looking at pixels. Yeah. I'm trying to feel it.
Yeah, I mean, but I think it's the best possible way to do it, I guess, right now. Because I don't want to be next to you motherfuckers.
Yeah, and all these companies are doing it too through Duo, Skype, all these other.
You know
BS
what's crazy?
Zoom.
A lot of people are using Zoom now, and I'm just like, Skype used to be like the heaven, the big shit. Like everybody used Skype. Now everybody's like, oh, go to Zoom, use our Zoom, use this Zoom. I'm just like, when did Zoom become the thing?
Yeah, I didn't even hear about Zoom until this happened. Yeah, because everyone started using it.
Is Zoom only for schools and stuff, or everyone's using it?
Everyone.
You seem, yeah.
Everyone's using
a lot of meetings.
It's essentially the new Skype, which is crazy.
Here it is, Zoom conference. Video conferencing, all that stuff.
Why don't we use it? We should use it.
We should video conference. You know what's funny is that how did Zoom take away so much market share from Skype?
I don't know. I think this one has more of a professional vibe, while Skype is for your friends and shit and family. I think that's what it is. It just has more of a professional marketing to it. I don't know.
Yeah, man, that's so weird. I when I started hearing all the rumblings about Zoom and people using Zoom, I'm just like, well, when did this application become the thing? When did this happen?
Yeah, it started with our company email said it. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
So there it is.
I'm like, what is this spam service you guys making me use? But yeah, so what have you guys been doing during the quarantine, man? How are you guys feeling about it?
I mean, I'm not going as crazy as a lot of people are, because I'm fairly indoorsy type person myself. But still, even now, it's intense.
Yeah,
it's a lot of.
It's getting to you.
Yeah, a little bit. Where I'm just like, oh man, it'd be nice if I can. Oh nope, I can't. Or go out to eat somewhere, and it's like, But you got Netflix, video games.
There's
all
so
this
much
shit
content
to keep
out
you
there.
entertained.
So much shit that you could possibly do that. I mean, I think the only thing is you go stir crazy is just being inside the whole time.
Yeah. I'm sure, Tiger King is apparently keeping the whole world afloat, but I think we're the only three in the entire world that haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
Yeah. I just keep seeing nothing but memes and shit about it.
Yeah, a lot of people are talking about it.
Well, I mean, this is the perfect time to get up on the backlog of movies, shows. Everything. Like Armando, you'll be very proud. I've been watching Star Wars Rebels now, so I could finally finish it.
No, the what you need to see is Avatar, which you never finished.
Okay, I'll add that to my backlog. Quarantine edition of watching shit. Man, but really, it's been mostly that.
If I knew you were going to start watching shit like that, I could have given you my Blu-ray collection of Avatar.
I think I got a DVD collection from when I was at Full Sail back in the day.
Damn.
That I never got around to. I think I got it somewhere under my bed. But pretty much I just got in this Star Wars binge where I got a chronological list of everything and I started watching all of them.
So you finished Clone?
Pretty much I finished all of Clone Wars. I finished all the prequel stuff. I'm even reading some of the comics of the prequels. And then yeah, so now I'm on the Age of Rebellion, they're calling it. So that's Rebels. So I watched Solo first, and then I started Rebels. So that's where I'm at.
Damn.
And then after that, I'm gonna get to Rogue One and so on.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I haven't been doing much, man. Just working during the day, and then goofing off every once in a while. Hanging out with my kid, entertaining him, watching movies with him. And then at night, I just pretty much play video games with Orlando. And do my schoolwork. That's it, man. I mean, I haven't been doing much. And some part of me doesn't want to get too into a TV show because I don't want to be too invested because I still got to do the schoolwork. So I'm just like, I don't want to be taken away from that, you know. So I haven't been doing much this quarantine time. What about you, Orlando?
How's your kid doing? Because you always take him to the park to pretty much tire him out. How is he now?
He's hyper, man. Like all he wants to do is play all this fucking time, dude. Like every single moment, I'm just like, dude, just relax and watch this. No, I want to play. He's like, it's exhausting, man. Like we play for 2 hours and he still wants to keep playing. I'm just like, dude, man, like let's relax, let's do this. Like, no, I want to play. I'm like, oh my god. So
ball of energy, man.
Yeah, and there's no way for him to take it out, you know. But it is what it is.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
So what about you, Orlando?
I haven't really been doing much, I think. I've been catching up on some shows. I finished Big Mouth. I got it.
Was it because of Mike's recommendation?
Yeah, it was because of Mike's recommendation. So I watched that. I watched The Outsider. That was really good.
Yeah, agree.
Right now in terms of TV, nothing's calling my attention, so I'm not sure what to watch. I'm not gonna watch Tiger King because that doesn't seem like that'll be up my alley. I'm playing video games, but I'm realizing right now I don't want to play anything. Like you gave me a bunch of games, Pedro, but I haven't jumped into anything really. They're
all open world, so
yeah. I finally got into Tomb Raider, so now I'm pretty invested in it. And I think I'm probably maybe midway or close to the third act already. So I should be finishing that within this week or whatever. What else I've been doing? I've been listening to more audiobooks since sometimes I only did it twice already. I just walked around my local park is closed, so I walked around my neighborhood for a bit.
Right.
And then one day I walked with a friend of mine. We met up at a dog park, but we maintained our social distance.
Yeah, the 6 feet.
Yeah, so I think we were almost 10 feet. It's weird walking with someone and also maintaining distance because anytime we either naturally people walk close to each other. So naturally I would
gravitating towards each other.
Exactly, we would gravitate towards each other. Just a natural way when you communicate with someone. It's just finding that if she takes a couple steps to the right next to me, I'm gonna take a couple steps to the left to so it's a weird not to the left, to the right, because if I go to the left I'll go her way. But it's a weird thing that you have to actually think about. It's not something that it's automatic for at least for us.
Yeah.
Were you wearing a mask? No, this was before they recommended everyone wear masks every day or something. Now you go outside and it's just is this clean air I'm breathing? So yeah, so I did that. I've been listening to Becoming by Michelle Obama since I had Audible and I didn't know I had it. I read
you have Amazon Prime.
No, you have to pay for Audible. It's not free.
You do.
Is that included with Prime anymore?
No, it never was, from what I remember.
It never was.
Yeah, so I had Audible because I forgot why. I was trying to get a book that someone recommended me, but then it overlapped, so I just kept paying it and not realizing it. So I had 6 credits that I had to use. So I got Becoming and then a few self-help books and a few John Green books. So I've been listening to Becoming a lot, and I'm halfway through that right now. And that's it, man. Honestly, I've been trying to keep busy, but keeping busy is just a dumb way of trying to be less lazy. So play video games and stuff like that. But every once in a while, I get slightly motivated. I'm what can I do that's different? But online, there's a lot of free stuff right now because of the coronavirus.
Oh yeah.
So there's that bike that you see probably on commercials, Peloton.
Yeah.
So they have an app.
Yeah.
they have an app, and it's like an exercise app, and right now it's free for 90 days to download it. So you can download the app, and then you can also like work out and stuff. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. A lot of people are doing that in their workouts.
Yeah, and then and then there's a bunch of TV stuff to watch. So I don't like I realized that most of my hobbies have been like formed around being social. And I saw someone told me that like most people's hobbies are at non-essential businesses. So basically, like, you know, restaurants and bars. So I'm trying to find something new or different to occupy my time, because I'm not working. So out of all three of us, I'm the one that's not in work. So
right.
Yeah.
Have you been doing any exercise? Because I know that's a thing that a lot of people are doing now. Like even people that didn't fucking jog, they're jogging out there, just an excuse to get out. You guys been trying that?
I haven't left the house.
Yeah, because I have the treadmill in the back. But even if I didn't, I was thinking of going up to, because behind my house there's that bridge, and so I'm like, fuck it. It's hot. It's been hot lately, and I'm like, I don't want to do all that shit. So let me just use the treadmill. But when I turn around and I see the people going, there's so many people that use that fucking bridge. It's crazy. It's busy. It's like, because the park behind me, the Royal Oaks Park, that's closed. Obviously, because all parks are closed. I think all the people that went to that park now do use the bridge. Like if I stare at the bridge for like 30 minutes, easily 50 people will have jogged or biked or walked by.
You said 50?
It's crazy how packed that area is.
You said 50?
Yeah, like 50 out of the, like, if in 30 minutes, I would say 50 people had walked past my field of vision. It's crazy how busy it is.
Well, it's crazy because that's still not really following guidelines then, if everyone is like still like...
Yeah. I mean, everyone's still far unless you're like the family. Like a family of four, like you see the unit of four, they're walking together. But like if there's another family, they're pretty separated from each other. So I guess yeah and no. Yeah, it's weird.
Have you been getting out the house, Pedro, or no?
I do some supply runs with Shanti once in a while for like food, or we woke up early to get like toilet paper and paper towels once at like a Target, like at 8 a.m. So, here and there. But mainly it's just food runs. And yeah. Besides that, I haven't really been going out.
Yeah, I think the last time I went out was like a week ago. Today. Yeah, a week ago today. So that's the time I left the house.
So what? You haven't drove at all anywhere? You haven't done groceries or anything?
A week ago today. So that's the thing I did. I went to buy groceries.
Yeah, to do groceries. Yeah. I did it, and I took my car because usually I take Shanti's car because her car's better on gas. But I was like, I haven't driven my car in like 2 weeks. So I was like, let's just take my car to make sure it doesn't get fucked up. Like the tires get those flat spots and shit. So I was like, let's just give my car a run. So it's like little things like that I got to think about. Like, shit, this has been so stagnant. So it's just funny. And it sucks you guys haven't played Death Stranding because now it's crazy how relatable that game is now. It really is. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I do, but
well, yeah, eventually.
I think I'm gonna do Tomb Raider, and then maybe play something else that's not open world.
Right. Yeah, because Tomb Raider will open world you out and everything.
Yeah. It's funny because like once Tomb Raider picks up a little bit and once it becomes more Uncharted like, it's when I'm like, okay, cool. But this Tomb Raider is actually very slow compared to the other Tomb Raiders. This one is actually more like raiding and more you're more in tombs, so it's more like it's more puzzles and stuff like that. So it's like it's a lot slower than the rest of the Tomb Raiders. But once it starts picking up the pace, it's when like okay, I'm into it. It's when it's slowed down when I'm like I can care less of what's happening.
I got to get around to that one because you're playing the third one. So I played the first two, and I started the third one, but then I got distracted by like Assassin's Creed or something. So
it's good. It takes I think it takes a couple minutes for it to build in terms of like excitement, but it's pretty good. It's scratching a certain itch right now since I'm playing it, so I can't complain.
the way I see this whole
Nice.
virus thing, it's there's a plus side to it, guys. We haven't been going out, so we haven't been spending money. That helps me bring down my debts.
It's true, and we
so that's the big plus I see here in all this. I'm not going out. I used to spend at least like $100 on the weekends. Just going out and stuff like that, like buying food and I haven't been doing that, so I've been hoarding my money, and now we're gonna get the sweet Trump bucks, and that's gonna also help. That's also gonna help me pay down some more debts. So that's the big plus side for me of all this is the staying in and not going out and all this shit. That is gonna help me potentially. Once all this turns around, I'm gonna have less debt, which is a good thing. So that's my plus side. That's a plus side for
you.
It's crazy because like people are saying like things need to go back to normal, but you realize how everything that like our whole like everyone's like normal got like taken out by a virus. Like everyone's sense of like security and like sense of like normalcy has all been like diminished. Like I don't know, man. Like it's like this. I remember I was reading something that was like, oh, things can't go back to normal. Normal didn't work. Like,
well, there's for sure gonna be changes.
Like now more than
it has to happen.
Yeah, for sure. Like now more than ever, I feel like. I mean, as I gotten older, like I've gotten more like, not politically savvy or whatever, but I've been like I guess caring more about like politics. We don't really talk about politics, but it's just like a lot of people lost their jobs now, so it's just like, and then it's like, what do you do when like there's a virus now, but you lost your job, and like healthcare wise, you can't like, I know right now, like if you get sick, the government's paying for like COVID basically, but not right. Normally like millions of people are out of work right now, so it's just like they lost their health insurance. So it's just like what do you do? And then it's just like, and you realize how essential like actually going to work is. Like you guys have Zoom and you guys have like you guys can do like your work online and stuff, but eventually even like your work, like you guys work in advertisement, there's no point of advertising if no one can see it. You guys do billboards. So eventually, like, who knows what's gonna happen? Like, it's crazy. Like, it's like a domino effect. It affects everybody.
Absolutely, that's definitely one of the big fears that they were talking about. Because you pay for people to see it, and if no one's out there seeing it, what's the domino effect eventually? So absolutely.
And how much? Is the government paying? Is just only paying for the test, right, of the COVID, not the actual like if you need treatment?
I think there's a new bill that's happening that they're currently working on that is saying that like if you get sick with the COVID-19, like if you get sick and you have to be treated for it, then you do not have to pay for it. I mean, can you imagine like obviously you're not working, like obviously you're not going to be working because let's say you were working, you can work remotely. If you get sick for 2 weeks at least, you're not working, and like who knows, like after that, if you could go back to work right away and stuff like that, like, so like, like so far they said that like they're gonna pay for like the whole procedure, I guess. I mean, they're working on a bill.
That's interesting.
They're working on a bill that allows that to happen. But still, I mean, even though like we're such a first world country, but when you think about it, there's so many other countries are doing far more like for its civilians, so it's like
it's like that. The whole Canada is paying $2,000 a month for like the next 3 months or some shit like that, right? And we're only getting 1,200.
I mean, it's one of those things where, a one-time bill.
Bless you.
Oh, Corona.
Bless you. Hi, Corona. Dun, 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 dun.
But I mean, like, I feel like in 2016 when like Trump got elected, or not even when Trump got elected, but I feel like in 2016 when like Bernie was running and Trump was running, I feel like a lot of young people were like invigorated by like Bernie and then like by Trump winning, to like care about politics, and I feel like now like this is just gonna start a new wave of like young people to be like, yo, what the fuck is happening to like the US? Like, how is this possible? Like, we're going through a pandemic, and then like our own country is hardly doing anything for us. Like,
yeah, I mean, I think again, it all stems from who's at the top, you know. And I think if there was someone different at the top, things would probably be slightly different. It's one of those things where you see there's a lot of late reactions to everything that's happening. I think, you know, I mean, as soon as we've heard or knew like, oh, there's some shit happening in China, something should have been done here on the States.
Yeah, that was
like,
in December.
If this comes here, these are the things we need to start doing, and that never happened, you know, because there was no task force to do anything with that. You get me? So I feel like if there was something, maybe if whatever part of the government agency was supposed to be handling that was put on that, maybe things would have been maybe slightly more different here in the States. But then,
well, there was yeah, go ahead. There was a task force that was like assembled like in, I think before like 2016, before like he like came to office, and then it was disassembled right when he started, for that very like purpose to fight a pandemic. But I honestly think that even if we had a grasp on it, I still think that like maybe it wouldn't be, maybe it wouldn't be that bad, like maybe number wise. But I feel like we still would have got it.
Yeah,
like,
we could have never stopped it from coming in.
Right. I think.
Right.
I think there was.
It was definitely inevitable.
Right. I forgot what Asian country is like, had like no cases of it for like 2 weeks. I think like South Korea, North Korea, maybe South Korea, or like China. I forgot which one it was, but they had no cases of it for like 2 weeks, and then like so they're like, okay, we can go back to normal, like everyone's fine, and then like 200 cases came up for that month. Like, I feel like nothing, like it's. I feel like eventually most of the world will get a case, will get in contact with coronavirus. Because like it seems like
I'm looking at it here. I'm looking at worldwide cases, and it lists the countries, and it's fucking crazy. It looks to me like almost every country has it. Like South Sudan, Papua New Guinea, those have like one confirmed case, and then you start working your way up. Belize with 5 cases, Botswana with 6, Somalia 6, and then it starts working its way up, and then we're number 1.
but I feel like some of those, like I have a friend of mine, she lives in Nicaragua. She was telling me that like the people there are getting sick, but the government's not reporting on it, and they're not
right.
Yeah, the government's hiding it. So like, who knows? Like, in other countries that are like that, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of talk of countries, especially, you know, the big one that everyone keeps saying, like, why is China's numbers so low if they're the ones that first got it? I always say that
China's numbers is
there's a lot 10. There's a lot of talk about
times
that.
By 10, and that's probably the actual numbers. Because fucking China hides everything, dude. You can't believe anything China says. Look, let's just put it like this: China was hiding the epidemic from the world. If it wasn't for that whistleblower,
they were hiding.
The world would have not known about it until it was literally too late. So, and that whistleblower died because China probably killed them because of it. So, yeah.
The doctor. He died. He supposedly he died from the virus. He got in contact with the virus.
He died from the virus.
But
for sure.
We're talking about like conspiracies. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right.
But
all right, George.
Think about it. China's the type of country who will do that to you, dude. Like, you wanna devolve our quote unquote secrets? Cool. We'll take you into custody and we'll force the corona down your throat. You know. And then we could say you died from the corona. We didn't kill you. The corona did. So, but that's China, dude. Like, you can't believe shit they say or do. Like, their numbers. If you look at their numbers, there's no way. As them being the epicenter of the epidemic,
Yeah, they're at
it's that low. Get out of here, dude.
They're at 81,000,
There's
and we're
no
at
way
336,000.
China only has 80,000 cases. There's no way. Like, that's bullshit. So, and if you think about it,
Right.
things are back to normal in China either. So it's kind of like, you're full of shit. Like, there's no way that's how many cases you have. There's no way.
Yeah, I think last week they announced that like AMC theaters was gonna open back up again, and then like a week later, like
they
nah,
wanted to.
JK,
The
we
China
can't open
theaters
back
wanted
up
to
again.
open up, but they couldn't. And it's because they can't, dude. There's too many cases, but China's not telling it. It's not telling their numbers to the world. So I don't believe that shit, dude. So it's tough, man. It's tough out there, and a lot of businesses are suffering from it. If you think about it, like, you have all the small shops that even in our neighborhood, dude. Like, we had a lot of small businesses here. How many of them are gonna fail because of this?
Yeah. A lot of those mom and pop shops are definitely gonna, and a lot of companies are taking
And
out
they're gonna
loans
have
to
the
stay
favorable
afloat.
terms
So,
rather than the mom and pop stores.
let's see.
You know? And
It's
it's
true.
gonna be tough, man.
That is
Like,
true.
It's
Oh wow! Here's an article from AMC Theaters. This is just the headline. It says AMC Theaters may never reopen due to the credit score
Man.
decline. Apparently, it got declined for a loan.
A-list. No A-list.
I'll have to read into that a little more. I know, right? Are we gonna lose our A-list?
I know,
Shit!
man.
Too much of a good thing, man. Damn you,
It's
Corona!
gonna be tough for them, dude. Like, they have no business. And when are people actually gonna feel comfortable going back to the movies? Let's say, quote unquote, this thing blows over
Yeah.
by August. Are you gonna feel comfortable going to the theaters in August? Are you gonna sacrifice your health to go see Wonder Woman in August or anything like that? Like, I wouldn't, dude.
Yeah, people are still
I'm not
gonna be,
go fucking to the
yeah,
movies
traumatized.
in August still.
So what you're trying to say is
Not
movies on
necessarily,
demand
dude.
are going to
They're not gonna
skyrocket.
put Wonder Woman in theaters. I mean, in streaming. Black Widow's not gonna go on streaming either. Like, none of these big tempo movies are gonna go streaming. What you're gonna see in streaming are gonna be a lot of the small movies, the small movies that nobody cares about.
Let's say, hypothetically speaking, AMC doesn't ever come back, which means that's a good chunk of the theaters. You don't think it'll make a theatrical release? It'll just be like, hey, buy it
Honestly,
for
I don't.
$20,
I don't
15,
think
20
theaters will
bucks.
fail. I think they
Digitally?
will go through bankruptcy and blah blah blah, and somebody else will buy them out, and someone who held over the tide will buy them or the brand and
Right.
buy everything out. Like, right now, if you were a billionaire and you let AMC fail, you could buy AMC on the cheap and recoup your money when things turn around. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are gonna some people are gonna let these businesses fail so other people could buy them out, dude. It's not people who some businesses who have money who are able to hold over the tide are gonna buy out a lot of these businesses. They're not gonna be gone. They're just not gonna be what they were. So theaters would come back. There's just it may not
agree
be
with that.
the AMC we know.
I agree with that.
If let's say AMC fails, it won't be the AMC we know. It'll probably be another. So
damn.
Yeah,
Kiss A-list goodbye, dude.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing of the past.
if things-
with how much debt they're gonna be in.
I don't know,
Oof.
or unless whoever buys them out keeps it, you know, because they realize AMC was making a good amount of money from it.
Mhm.
You know, I don't know. Who knows where their balance sheet was looking like. But yeah, a lot.
When do you?
No, go.
Yeah, go ahead. When do you guys think this is gonna end? Like, a reasonable time. When do you guys think that like things will go back to like at least like socially normal?
Holidays, if
Maybe not
anything.
like financially.
Holidays for
And
socially
things will be back
for sure.
to normal until next year.
That would be my guess.
I think a vaccine would have to be made for things to get back to normal. Because I feel like eventually where everyone's gonna have it. Like I feel like, or at least maybe not everyone's gonna have it, but you'll know someone who knows someone who has it.
Oh shit.
Like my mom knows someone who has it.
Damn.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just like.
Yeah, we know someone who knows
away.
someone so far.
We're still safe.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
the third degree of
vaccine
Kevin
won't come
Bacon
up till next year,
from the
though.
coronavirus.
Like vaccines are not that fast to produce, and even mass produce.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's 1 year.
I don't know, man. It's
That's gonna be and that's gonna be a whole other animal, because then there's gonna be, are they gonna force you to do it, and then the anti-vaxxers are gonna have a fucking heart attack, and then it's gonna be very interesting. The conspiracy theorists are gonna be
man.
all over the place.
I mean, it's insane, man. It's pretty crazy. What do you guys think about the new movie slates, release dates that are happening?
I think the way
Shifted
Marvel
everything.
did it is smart. They just
Yeah.
essentially shifted everything back a movie. I mean, but I think they're gonna have to shift it
Yeah.
again. But I mean, for now, sure. I think that's fine. You know which delay I don't
video
understand? Last of Us. You read a did you read that?
indefinitely.
Last of Us 2 got pushed back, and I'm thinking, why would you push back a video
Maybe they're
game
still-
when everyone can just buy it digitally and you still get your numbers?
not-
So that's what I'm confused about.
But because a lot of people still don't buy digital. Like a lot of countries still don't have the bandwidth to download like that much, that much, you know. So like, so
And
yeah,
they're,
like
they're
I
probably
think that's
not working at
mostly
full
what it
force
is.
either
Like,
right now. I'm assuming.
Yeah, because they
but I don't.
they said they pushed it back indefinitely.
But-
So
yeah, but
there's no date.
Yeah, they did say that like with the work that they're doing now, they could have had a release date and they could have like released it, but they just want to release it at like full profit, like to get like
Yeah, it
a
would
full
make
profit
sense.
out of it. You know, like a lot of people still buy physical copies. Like digital has gone up like year after year, but like physical is still a huge like selling point. And with all the stores closed down, you know, like that's millions of dollars. You're
But
like
I'm pretty sure
leaving on the table.
they're not even working on that game.
It's the same. It's the
I
same.
don't think anyone's going to the studio.
They are.
Oh shit!
No. They're
That's gonna
working
be even
remotely.
harder.
Right.
Yeah, Naughty Dog.
Yeah. It is harder because that's a lot of data you got to start shooting through that takes forever. Like even Shanti, she works at Chewy and just doing commercials right now. Her like them transferring data over and over, which is nothing compared to a video game, is still pretty intense. So I can only imagine a production that big. Crazy.
Yeah, but to put it on indefinitely, it just shows that like currently this time and no time unless it's get back to normal is a good time to release like a blockbuster. Same thing goes for the movie. It's just like, yeah, you have a chance to reach a lot of people and you have a lot of chance to reach like people doing like digital sales, but for like a movie, like people going watching a movie is an experience that people like to do at movie theaters. So you won't recoup that.
Right.
You won't recoup that money, especially like when you're at a movie theater. You're going against maybe like 10 movies, but streaming you're going against like millions of like things you can watch. So it's a bigger market, you know. And for like video games, it's not the same, I guess, but it's just you want to release something at its full profit margin that it can get the most money back, especially a game like Last of Us.
For a movie, it makes more sense because now I'm thinking, let's just say everyone in my family right now wanted to watch it. That's 5 tickets. But if we get it on demand, that's it. We pay for it once. So that's it. They lost 4 people out of just this household. So for movies, it does make sense.
Would you guys have
Why
paid like
they?
$30 to see Black Widow?
No, I mean if we all are like in the same room together, yeah, I would do it.
I would. If there's no possibility of watching it in theaters at this time, and then they said, "Hey, tomorrow $30," yeah, I'd do it. I definitely would. because it's also that one person will, buy it, and then you split it amongst like everyone you got here. So it just turns out like, oh, okay,
Yeah,
it works out.
you
It's
guys,
cheaper
it
than a
makes-
ticket
makes
if
a
we
lot of
all
sense
went.
because
So,
you guys have a family.
in my opinion, I would.
And all of you love watching movies, so that price would definitely make sense for you guys. You're like, oh man, if we were all
Right.
going, if we would have all gone, it would have been like $100, but we're paying 30, and we own it, worth it, So that would have been.
Right. But you're saying if I were by myself or just me and Shanti, $30? I'd still do it actually, me and Shanti. By myself though? By myself, $30? I don't know. I got to really think about that one. Yeah, I would, because I'm still really excited for the
Yeah.
Marvel stuff.
You have
I
to
would be way pickier with movies though. Way pickier. But with Black
Yeah.
Widow, I would give him the $30 in that case. But
the
I wouldn't
one
go
I'm very
crazy with any of the
curious
other
about when it
movies.
comes to the Disney slate, is New Mutants. They didn't give it a release date, and that's the movie that I'm just like, dude, just fucking put it on streaming, dude. No one gives a fuck about that movie, and I don't think you were gonna get even the box office you thought you would.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, release it, just put it on streaming, and no one's like, Artemis Fowl is going
Yeah.
straight to Disney Plus. No
Yeah.
one was gonna give. No one gave a fuck about that movie, or no one was going to give a
Perfect.
fuck about that movie. It looked like shit, anyways.
Yeah.
So that's a perfect Disney Plus movie, Yeah.
Man, New
It-
Mutants has
it's
been delayed for 2
delayed
years.
Over delays, dude. Just fucking
well-
release it, and that's it.
After Dark Phoenix, at this point, like, there's not gonna be a heavy return on these X-Men movies. So yeah, just release
I mean,
it.
why are
agree.
you trying to save it for?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
just
definitely.
right now is the time.
Even
Mhm.
even the press junket for it, like, they made that movie like almost like
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
3 years ago, 4 years ago already. Like, yeah, they was.
Mhm.
So like, imagine the actors trying to talk about that movie. Like, they probably don't even remember. Like, they're like, yeah, like,
We did
it's just been,
something.
it's been such a long time already that, like,
Wow.
yeah, you're right. Just release it. Like, at this point, like, there's no point of like of having all of that. It's a promotional waste, honestly.
Wow. I didn't even know about Artemis Fowl. Now that you mentioned it, I looked it up. Yeah, streaming. And the other one, actually, Universal completely
Yeah, but
pulled the new
that
Trolls
was
movie.
one of the
that
first
one's straight
movies that
on
did
demand.
that. They're like, oh, we're going straight to video on demand.
That's true. Yeah.
But
It was supposed to be May 29th.
Trolls
Yeah,
could have
I
done.
think so, too.
Trolls could
But
have
you
made
know
some
what? I
money.
didn't even know about the sequel. I didn't even know the sequel existed until I went to go see Sonic, and the trailer was in front of Sonic. I'm like, what? They're doing Trolls too?
Yeah, the advertising. Yeah, the advertising outside of movie trailers was awful. I didn't hear about it until I watched a few kids movies. I think it was Onward and Sonic were the ones that really popped for it.
I thought, because it said it's called Trolls World Tour, and I saw that like SZA and Justin Timberlake were doing music, so I thought they were touring with like the music from Trolls. So I'm just like, oh, okay. So yeah, it's a bad name because I just thought it was actually like a musical event. I didn't think it was a movie because I never saw the movie trailer. I see advertisement for it, but it's just like one of the troll dudes playing guitar, and it says Trolls World Tour. So I'm like, oh, they're doing a musical event,
It's insane, dude.
not a movie.
The movie slate, it's looking pretty weird. Mulan is coming out July 24, which I think is too soon. I think any movie coming out in July, I think is too soon.
I agree, and they're just gonna get
Wonder
pushed
Woman's
back
rolling
again
the dice
anyways.
in
They're just gonna
August.
keep doing it.
August 14th.
So we'll see how that goes. That's I mean, it's not a crazy date to shoot for, but I think it's risky. Just not as risky as the Mulan one. The Mulan one is like, get the fuck out of here with that
let's
shit.
say, will you guys?
That ain't happening.
Would you guys go see Wonder Woman on August 14th?
It depends on how.
That's 4 months away. I mean, we'll have to see how things are.
Yeah,
But
it depends, man. Honestly, like predictions from like health advisors, it says it's only gonna get worse. Like, So I don't know. It really depends how.
I mean,
how things are gonna.
Maybe I'll go in with an N95 mask and call it a day. Some goggles. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just dangerous, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
But at this point, like, I feel like I said, like, if more people are getting affected, and more, it's almost like it's inevitable that you're gonna get it, like, alright, so like I remember like a few weeks ago, Trump was just like, you know, the economy's gonna tank, so we had to get back to work. Like everyone needs to get back to work. And for a little bit, I was just like, yo, is it really that bad? Like I think like the death rate of it right now, it's like 2%.
2-3%, yeah.
So I'm just like, yo, can we go back to work though? Like, I was on the same. I wasn't like I was contemplating like both scenarios of like, damn, this is like a pandemic. This is like a major health issue, but is it gonna be? Is it worse than like an economical like depression? Like, cause I feel like crime is gonna go up. You know, cause when people are poor, like that's when people start like getting into like crazy situations of like robberies and stuff like that. So I feel like
it's true.
I was like, is the virus worse than an economical like depression or like a crash like this that can be that like catastrophic?
I think so. The only thing that I would think is the difference with this is why crime won't shoot up as quickly is because people are still scared of other people, so it won't be exactly the same unless they start doing it with masks on.
I think it's just different in general. I mean, even if you're a thief, would you want to get the corona and die? Just kind of like.
But at that point, think about it like this: at a 3% death rate, like, will you die? You know. But it's weird because like it's always there's like it's just a weird like it's a weird dilemma where like I remember I was reading another thing where someone says like, oh, if you think that it's not a big deal that like 2% of like people will die, then like name me someone that you might know that you're okay with dying.
The thing is about this virus, dude, is that you don't know how it's gonna affect your body.
Right.
You may think you're healthy right now and you're like, oh, I'm doing great. But you have no fucking idea how you're gonna react to that virus. You don't know, dude. And
right.
And the thing is that like
the one
in that time period of even when it's an incubation period, you don't know who you're giving it to, and you don't know who's end up gonna affecting that's gonna end up killing them. You know, like especially who you go see your grandma and stuff. You know, what if you know your mom goes visit your grandma, and you don't know you have it, and then your mom gives it to her, and then your grandma dies, and it's like that's the thing there of like you have no idea. Yeah, sure, you may overcome it, but who did you give it to? Who didn't? You know.
Right. Yeah, there was like an analogy, kind of like what Orlando was saying, that you think 2-3% isn't that bad, but then someone says, all right, there's a jar of 100 jelly beans, 3 of those are gonna kill you, and you got to reach in and just eat a random one. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah, man.
Fuck. So yeah, that Russian roulette, and then like you said, who are you gonna give it to?
You don't know you have it.
That won't survive it
during your incubation period. You have no idea.
It's interesting,
and you're spreading that shit when you're doing your incubation period. So it's just crazy, man. It's such a weird virus that, like, cause you know regular viruses like a regular flu, you know, incubation period is probably like 3 days or some shit like that, and you already know you have it, man. You know you have that shit instantly, but this one you don't. You know,
right? It's quick.
And I think viruses are like the flu spread more once you're already in like the beginning of your sickness, essentially, and then it kind of dies down after that. So you already.
Well, this is the same way. Like from what I was looking up, that once like the minute you have it, like the longer you stay away, the less you're likely to spread it. So it's the same thing. But the incubation period from when you show symptoms is longer. So you won't show symptoms for like 5 days and sometimes like that's why they say 2 weeks, because you might show symptoms like at the end of it. So yeah, the showing symptoms part takes a bit longer, but if you have it and you have a stronger chance of spreading it, like if you immediately see someone once you're contacted. But if you wait like 7 days, 8 days, then you have a lesser chance of like spreading it. So it's the same thing as a flu. Like the more time you stay in, the healthier.
Yeah, but that's the thing is that you don't
and
know
the
you
less
have
risk
it.
you have of spreading it.
That's the problem there. Like that's the fucked up thing about this shit is that you don't know you have it and you're spreading it. That's the scary part. Because when you have a typical flu, you already know you're sick, dude. Like you're like, oh fuck, I'm sick now, you know? Because you start feeling it fast. It's not like it takes a few days, like longer than a week for you to start feeling anything, and you don't spread it until you start feeling it, essentially. So this one is you're spreading it even without feeling it, and that's crazier. You know, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, this stuff, man.
Crazy
So,
times, man.
Things going back to normal is gonna take a while for people to feel safe to go back to normal. You know, there's gonna be people who are just gonna risk it. They're not gonna give a fuck. I'm like, man, fuck it. If I get it, I get it. Just those saying that now. But the general public, when would they feel comfortable being out in crowds again? Going to a bar, going to the movie, going to a restaurant. You know, are you gonna trust the restaurant to clean the dishes well? That when you, well, I mean, it dies with soap, so maybe not. But are you gonna be comfortable sitting in a restaurant with people surrounding you? You know, and somebody coughs and you're like, oh shit, like, do they have it? Am I getting it now? So I don't know. Like, I don't know how fast people will go back. Oh, I feel safe now to do these activities again.
No, I agree. Definitely more people are gonna get
Paranoid.
I forgot what it's called, where you're scared of being sick all the time. Yeah, but there's a type of phobia, and I can't remember what it is. But yeah, I do think that more people are gonna get like that, for sure. Just trying to be more clean. I mean, things that we should normally be doing already, just being clean, wash your hands, you know, the typical stuff. But now everyone's like, oh my god, now it's embedded into your brain. You have to like. Shit, did I wash my hands? I washed it a minute ago. Is that enough?
Yeah.
I gotta wash it again. You know, it's like people are becoming more neurotic about it. Yeah, it's inevitable. It'll happen, and then after a while, it'll just die out, and it'll be like nothing again. But there's definitely going to be that transition phase where everyone's like, all right, I've been doing this for, I don't know, 5 months. I've been treating everything like quarantine. Everyone stay away. You're gonna naturally want to be away from people a little bit.
And
wash your hands mid conversation. Just and then start putting the yeah, okay.
You know how back in like before the virus thing, when people put hand sanitizer after they like shook your hand, you're like, oh, this fucking guy is a germaphobe, and now you're like, oh, I know what you're doing, man. Yeah. Be safe, buddy. Be safe.
Yeah.
And you know, the crazy thing about this virus is how long it survives in surfaces. You know, it has like a, you know, on plastic it has a fucking huge
the plastic and all
survival
that
rate on plastic. I think it lasts like 2 days or some shit like that on plastic. And I'm just like, and on metal is almost the same thing too. And it's kind of like everything like you touch is fucking plastic and metal.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know if you guys have been doing this, but every time we get packages from like Amazon or we order stuff, we fucking sanitize the shit out of everything when we get, even the mail. Like, we've been doing that. It's just something that we're just fuck.
I saw this thing on on Snapchat where like I think somebody was like peeing on an Amazon box, like the delivery person, and one of the delivery person like spit on the box. Like, I don't know if they're pissed because they're working.
Oh man,
I think it's because of that. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't know how to feel. Like, you're working, like you're making money. Like, all people are not working,
those are high risk
but also
jobs,
like you're at risk.
Mm-hmm. People who are like delivering boxes, people who are working in fast food,
very
all these jobs that people are making, people who are delivering food,
Yeah.
like on
Hospitals,
Instacart,
yeah.
and Grubhub, and Uber Eats, and all that shit. Like, they're quote unquote on the front lines, dude. People working at supermarkets, dude. Like how many people they see a day, you know what I'm saying? And that's dangerous for them. Like, they're risking their lives every day for that shit, essentially. So it's kind of like they're not even getting compensated,
It's true.
like hazardous pay or anything like that, because nobody gives a fuck about those people, you know?
Right. Some companies are giving you like a
and
bit of
those
a
are
raise
few-
during this time, but
Few companies,
not
you know
all.
what I'm saying? Like, the general people don't give a
Very
like,
few,
general companies
very
don't care,
few.
dude. So it's
Mhm.
tough for those employees, like that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, like my company is still open, but we're doing, cause I work with kids, so we're doing one kid per therapist. So basically, you go to one kid's house and that's it. So that way you're not like going to multiple people's houses. But it's hard to have a company that way, because at the end of the day, you can't control like what the parents do, what like the kids do. So, but it's that or close. So it's a weird.
Mhm.
And then also parents want therapy for their kids, so it's a weird place to be in. Like my CEO, he actually like he's been paying me, like he's pledged $20,000 of his own money to like the therapists that are not working. So he like gave me like
Shit.
every week he pays me like
Yeah.
something, like $200, $200 or something.
It helps.
It helps, yeah, of course. So for sure, but it's just
Damn.
it's
Yeah.
weird, man. It's a weird time.
like people mentioned, we're living through
Yeah.
crazy things that no one else has ever experienced before. Like,
Mhm.
yeah. We're a
Yeah,
type of people-
we're
we
living
lived-
history
we
right
lived
now. It's
through
pretty crazy.
9/11, you know, so
Like realizing it.
getting attacked, and now we're living through a pandemic that's shutting down everything. We lived through a recession.
Right. Yeah, the 2020. Yeah,
Do you-
yeah, they're gonna be like, "Hey, what
Let me
were
tell
you doing
I
during the
was inside
2020
my house
pandemic?"
for,
Wow.
for over a month.
And then you're gonna start with your fucking stupid stories,
Uh,
bro.
a shit ton of
Toilet paper
masturbating.
is gold. That's a new currency, you know.
My dick fell off in 2020. Do you guys think it's gonna be? Do you guys think it's gonna be worse than the housing crash
I don't-
of 2008?
Maybe, yeah.
I think so.
I think it affects more businesses than it did in the housing market.
I think so.
Because essentially, during that time period, there were still people working certain type of jobs, right?
Right. And I think
Yeah.
and I think people who weren't buying houses or
Well,
like
'cause
the
they're already
poor
poor to
weren't really
begin with.
affected too much from
So
it, you know?
they were working shitty jobs.
Right, but this affects
Right.
every. But the poor
Yeah.
are
Because
greatly
all
affected
the
now.
poor jobs are not happening.
as
essentially.
opposed
Yes.
to 20 right, but as opposed to 2008, like the housing market really affected like people who had money in the game, basically. This affects
Right, middle class and up.
yeah, this affects
definitely.
everybody. This affects middle class,
Yeah,
lower class.
this is like Great Depression level.
yeah, 40.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean,
Got
it
it.
greatly affects the poor people, man, and this is gonna fucking destroy, make them even more poor than what they already were.
But I mean, this is different though. This affects middle class, upper class, like people who I mean, for example, like my CEO, like he's pledging $20,000 of his own money. Like he banks, you know, he's upper class clearly, you know, but his whole company's at risk of like shutting down, you know.
Yeah.
So like this
That's true.
affects it. This affects everyone. Like AMC, like the owner. I mean, these people are gonna have money, obviously. Like the rich are gonna stay wealthy, obviously, but they're gonna lose a big chunk of their money. Like businesses are gonna shut down. Like this affects everyone, like on a grand scale. Like this is not like just like 2008 where it affected a select amount of people. You know, like think of it like this, like, you know, maybe we were a bit too. Maybe we were younger back then. We were younger, but that was like, you know, what, 12 years ago for us. Like, do you guys know like families that were affected by the housing markets, the housing crash? Like maybe
No,
not that
not
much.
for me.
Yeah.
Like I know like we lost some money. Like my mom had some money like in some like I think the our house lost value or something, but we lost money because of it. But this you just go to your neighbor, you know, everyone you know is affected by it. Like
And every single company.
yeah. So like I feel like
For sure.
it's on a grand scale, like just as big, if not bigger.
Yeah, man. It's a crazy time for sure when it comes to that. A lot of businesses are closing, like we mentioned before. People are gonna lose a lot of money. People are losing work. But the thing is, that you would hope that people who lost their jobs during this time period will hopefully be able to get back to those jobs and everything, quote unquote, goes back to normal.
But think about it, dude. Go quote unquote back to normal. You guys are predicting. I mean, we're predicting holidays. We're still in the beginning of the year, dude. We just got to like the first quarter. We just got to like we're almost ending the first quarter of the year. So like,
Actually, we did finish. We're in the second quarter, the beginning.
Yeah, but we're still like in the beginning. Like, so you're telling me like you want those people to wait like 6 months? Like I saw this meme that was just like, oh, so we got people going from paycheck to paycheck, from landlords who go from like rent collecting to rent collecting, to like businesses that go from like monthly revenue to none monthly revenue, all like shutting down. Like, who the fuck designed this? Like, it's like the whole world was living like paycheck to paycheck, and no one knew about it until now.
Yeah. No one had anything saved up for sure, because he couldn't.
It's tough, man. I mean, hopefully, I don't know. I can't even predict shit anymore.
Like even if I go back to work, I can't work 40 hours. Like, that's just impossible with like, there's no kid that needs 8-hour therapy. Like, besides 8 hours of therapy for one kid a day would be like overload for him. Like, it'd be just too much like stress for one kid to handle, honestly.
Yeah.
Right.
So like everyone I know is like doing like 20 to 15 hours. So like they have to do that for what, 6-8 months now? Like, that's insane. Like, and the thing is, like, currently, like, what's hiring is at-risk jobs, you know? Like, no one's hiring anything extra right now, you know? So it's just like, what do you do? Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
Well,
It's tough shit, man. Let's see how everything turns out.
at least I got Animal Crossing to keep me sane.
The plethora of media we have to keep us sane, if we could afford it.
Yeah,
Right.
I know there's like, I think I sent you a link, Armando. Like, there's like a lot of like classes now available for like dirt cheap for like Adobe Suite, and a bunch of like programs available now that like, if
Learn
you
how to
have
do
the time,
something.
which everyone does, like, now's the time to at least pick up a hobby or
That's
pick
true.
up a new skill.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. That's probably the smartest thing to do right now, for sure. Is pick up just something, because like you said, there's a lot of sales,
Yeah.
and with all the extra time. Another thing my mom just got a free trial of Google Stadia for 3 months. So I'm trying that out. Obviously, it's not a skill. It really is just playing games again, but it's something that we were pretty excited about when we were hearing it. So
Is it worth?
I'm able to.
Is it worth it?
I think the idea of it is still amazing. It's still got a little bit to go, but no, I don't think it's worth it right now, because you still need to pay for games full price. So you're paying $10 a month for the service, which is nice because you could play anything you want without having to download anything, but you still got to pay for the game fully. Like, for example, I want to play the new Doom. I'm paying $10 a month for this system, for Google Stadia, but I still need to pay $60 for Doom.
No,
on top of that.
I thought Stadia was free for everyone. You just buy the game. As long as you buy the game, it's yours to play.
No. You're paying for the service, 10 a month.
I think premium is what you're like. The premium service includes like 4K. I think regular service includes like 1080p.
Oh, with Pro maybe. So with what we got, I guess Stadia Pro,
Right.
and that is. You'll have to look at Stadia settings. So pretty much, I do. There are some games here that I could play for free. Now that I'm just paying for 10 a month. And Destiny 2 is one of them with all the DLC and everything. There's another game here. Purchases. Okay, Stadia Pro. So I'll have to look at what that is. Yeah, because I'm pretty confused about the Stadia stuff myself. So you're saying that if I were to pay for the game, for Doom right now, if I were to pay $60 and I don't pay for Stadia monthly, I'll still be able to play Doom on the Stadia system?
Yeah, basically. Like,
well, the $10 a month isn't worth it, that's for sure.
So, like,
Not
the difference
yet.
between...
It needs more games.
Like, basically, like, Stadia Pro allows you to play in 4K, allows you to, like, stream it. Like, it allows you, like, it just gives you more features, basically.
And here's the thing with the internet. My internet is pretty fucking good, and if I'm on Wi-Fi, the games lag like crazy. I have to be attached to the Ethernet cable in order for my games to run like smooth. So it still is pretty like intense with the. You got to have like amazing internet service. So I don't think it's ready yet, but it is nice to see that I have Destiny that's like a fucking 80 gig game on my PlayStation. I just get to open up my web browser, just hit play, and I'm playing everything, all the DLC. So it is amazing. It's just not ready yet. I don't think it's worth it yet.
Is it
the monthly?
Right, but see, like, so right now with I'm looking at it right now. So what can I get? What does it include, and how much does it cost? So Stadia Pro is $10 a month, and Stadia Base is $0 a month, and all you get basically is 4K and 60 frames per second. And like you get surround sound. With bass, you get 1080p, 60 frames per second, and stereo sound. And you have to buy games on the account, on both accounts, no matter what. With Stadia,
no matter what, yeah,
With Stadia Pro, you redeem games for free, certain games.
Certain games, which
right. And then it gives you exclusive.
Which is 10 games right now.
Right.
Those are the 10 games you can redeem.
And
they're not even.
And Stadia Pro also gives you exclusive discounts on games. And Stadia Base does not. So that's the difference. So like you can have Stadia right now. I can have Stadia, but you have to buy your game. Like it's the same thing. Just you get 4K.
Okay. So,
4K discounts.
So I don't see any discounts on the game, but that's probably because I'm on the free trial. That's probably one of the things they do then. They remove the discounts. Because I was wondering why this isn't like Steam. Where, you go on Steam, almost every game is on a discount, even if it is just a few bucks. So I was just wondering why that wasn't the case here. But it could be that because of the free trial. Interesting. Yeah. I think the service is amazing. It's just, I don't know if that price point is worth it just yet. I think it still needs to add more games that are part of the $10.
Yeah, I mean,
and you need to have a kick-ass internet. Yeah.
I mean, with this right now, if they were able to like really go all big, like next month or something, like, hey, Stadia, jump on in. Here's a bunch of free games for anybody to come in. Like, this is the time. Like, the only people that are profiting right now is streaming companies. Like Netflix is up. Disney is up. Like. Even like Twitch has saw like its highest concurrent ever viewerships. Like streaming is up like now more than ever. So like if they can do something in terms of like selling the brand and like getting a new like wave of people to try it out, I feel like it's gonna blow up like even more. But they just have to push it.
Yeah, there's so many people that are even throttling like some of the speed. I think YouTube's not doing 4K at the moment right now, things like that. So, Yeah, a lot of changes, and who knows how many of these will stay. So we'll see.
Yeah, a lot of companies are lacking content. You know, without no sports, ESPN is fucking running esports on their on ESPN.
They're showing Rocket League.
You know how crazy that is? You know how crazy that is that ESPN is running fucking esports because they have nothing better to show?
You know,
that is insane.
So the NBA, they played 2K. Like, some of the players, they played like against other players.
Yeah, the players are playing a tournament of 2K. And that's crazy. And they're showing that on Prime TV. It's and like, how crazy is that? ESPN proper is showing all these esports when all that used to be get in there in like the fifth ESPN that nobody saw. You know?
But that's what I mean. Like, it's affecting. Like, think about it. ESPN, one of the biggest like networks for sports. It's affecting ESPN. Like, it affects everybody. Like, that's how far this thing reaches.
Yep.
Yeah. So I guess we can all agree now that we put it that way. It's definitely worse than the other one. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. All right, ladies and gents. That's what we've been going through during this quarantine.
Sounds like a depressing ass episode.
Let us know.
Sorry for this.
Let us
downer.
know. Let us know what you people are going through. What are you doing during this troubling time, this quarantine time of yours?
Mm-hmm.
We should do an episode of what we recommend people to watch next time. If you, I've been getting questions like, well, what should I watch? There's nothing to watch. I'm like, what? There's nothing to watch?
What do you mean there's nothing? You have everything at your fucking fingertips.
So much shit. So I think we should do an episode of going through each streaming service and letting people know what they should watch on each one.
Cool.
But that'll be till next time.
For sure.
Au revoir.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Later, guys.